I need to point out that I'm standing here in front of you as part of BT Global Services, which is the business unit, the company within the BT group is operating globally, global services, doesn't have consumer retail business, and is mainly focusing on business, big corporate global players, and I will explain it later on. So there is a big difference between global services and BT in the UK. However, I will also cover a bit what's happening in the UK, although there's someone today, Mr. Hargreaves, who is much more competent than I, because he's coming from Ofcom and will give you, I think, much more detail on the UK situation. So what I will be doing today is talking about business customers' expectations and a bit the UK situation. So what does a business customer expect from ICT, from information communication technology? I think it's very simple. I could put it in one sentence. From regulation, they just simply expect not to be forgotten. Don't forget the business customers. I'm very pleased that across Europe the penetration rates for DSL have been improving over the years. And that's good news for all of us. But we are at Global Services, and that's probably across the community of companies serving big customers, corporate customers. We're concerned about the lack of attention of regulation within the EU, within the member states, to business customers. Why is that? Well, actually, I want to give it a bit more of an emphasis. Actually, we're at risk of failing to meet a huge goal that the EU set itself in about 7 years ago, because they declared they want to become EU. We want to become a dynamic, knowledge-based economy, the most driving economy in the world. And at the moment, I think we do accept that we are a knowledge-based economy, but we, at least I am deeply worried about the dynamic factor, and that's partly due to lack of ICT processes across Europe. So many companies, and I'm talking here from my own experience because at BT Global Services I'm responsible for big outsourcing activities, i.e. Our company, BT Global Services, takes over ICT departments from insurance companies, from logistics companies, who try to refocus on their core business. So we discuss these issues multiple times, and we see that they're struggling actually in their need to optimize their operations, their ICT operations across the European Union. So we believe that the EU has an obligation here, has a big task to do more for the business customers, and that of course then also filters down to the individual countries. So for my strong request today would be, please, Mr. President, in all your efforts on good regulation for consumers, don't forget the business customers, and I'll come back to that at the very end again. So what is it that makes it so important that business customers need this sort of this integrated ICT environment? They've been changing their way of operating, a lot of the global or pan-European players. They've been going through a phase of acquisitions, buying companies, selling companies, go back to their sort of core insurance, maybe banking activities, and try to push out those activities they're not considering as core. And examples are accounting, order management, IT as well, and commodity procurement. These are things that they sell, or they actually take departments and move them from their headquarters to other countries, to other locations, or they sell them off to other companies. So there's a lot of movement within these companies, and it doesn't work if it's not supported by functioning infrastructure, ICT infrastructure. So nearshoring of in-house activities is a good example. That only works if I can move my department quite quickly into a new location, and the people working there have access to the databases, are plugged into applications, processes that are important for the main activities. You get this flexibility to move around within, regardless of the geography. But that requires the ICT infrastructure to functioning first class and without major complications, in particular on the implementation time. And And I think that is a particular reference to Romania also. Very important is the ability to combine that also with a mobile access. The tendency to have workforces to work much more agile, flexible, using home office, moving around a lot is very important. So mobile access, including mobile sort of WiMAX possibilities for remote offices, is crucial to create this environment that companies need with a maximum of flexibility within their operations. For that, connection via the public internet is not good enough. It doesn't do the trick. What corporations require really is a dedicated network, and the main differences between the end consumer, my own needs, your needs, with your mobile phone, with your home telephone line, is number one, the level of security and quality, so SLAs, end-to-end SLAs, and then the applications, seamless application and services that you want to run over these networks. So a much higher level of complexity. So we're really talking about a different level of quality of network that these companies require. And that's where I think there's a lack of attention by regulation, because one often talks about DSL access for consumers and thinks it's done with that. The people that want to buy their DSL access still need a job. And having a job often requires having companies around in the areas that have these infrastructures. And lastly, companies, as they go, they intend to simplify the environment. Also, they want to consolidate the management.